Hey there, friends. It's time for Lulu's Storytime Extravaganza, where every tale comes to life. So gather round, because today we're going to hear a story from the wonderful Lila-Ann Gray.
Trom Tilly Get into Trouble, illustrated by Sanju Parvin and written and read by Lila-Ann Gray. Trom and his best friend Tilly live in a faraway kingdom where Tom guards the villagers. Trom is a dragon, and everyone in the village loves him because he is so kind and he keeps them all safe. Tilly, his best friend, loves to go up to his cave in the hills above the little village, and together they will sit and watch the villagers, or they will just talk or play games. Trom has a cousin called Tristan, who is a dinosaur, and he loves to go and visit Trom. Sadly though, Tristan is silly and gets himself into all kinds of scrapes and involves others too, and gets them into trouble when he can. One day, Trom and Tilly were sitting outside Trom's cave when they heard loud footsteps coming towards them, and the ground beneath them shook. Tilly jumped up, feeling very scared, and she put her arms round Trom and closed her eyes. Whatever was happening? Trom laughed and said, "Tilly, it's only my cousin Tristan. He's rather large and heavy because he's a dinosaur. You don't need to be scared." Tilly peeked out from behind Trom and saw a big dinosaur laughing at her. "Oh, hello," the dinosaur boomed. "I'm Tristan. Who are you? And why are you hiding behind Trom?" Tilly edged herself out, realised Tristan was a very friendly and smiley dinosaur, and she introduced herself happily to Trom's cousin. Outward appearances don't always show the truth, and Tristan was smiley and friendly, but he was very, very naughty and also very bossy. Trom always looked for the good in others, and he would forget how naughty and bossy Tristan could be. He always hoped that Tristan would change for the better. "I've come to play," boomed Tristan. "Let's go down and visit the villagers. Oh, I'm sure they'd love to see me." Sadly, Tristan was very boastful as well. "Oh, I don't think that's a good idea," replied Trom. "Last time you saw them, you banged into one of their shops and broke things. You forget how strong you are, and you're not very careful." "Oh, don't be such a misery," said Tristan. "They'll have forgotten all about that. Come on, let's go," he added bossily. Tilly looked at Trom. She decided she didn't like Tristan very much. Oh, he was way too bossy to her beloved friend. Trom continued to sit and would not get up, so Tristan wandered off on his own, shaking his head in disgust. Tristan hid behind a large rock and sat and thought about what to do. And then he came up with what he thought was a very clever plan. He let some time pass, and then he got up and returned to Trom's cave. Tilly and Trom were sitting outside laughing and chatting. Tristan hurried up to them and yelled, "There's a fire in the village and all the villagers are in danger. Can't you smell the smoke? We need to warn them." Trom and Tilly got up hurriedly and looked down at the village, but couldn't see or smell any smoke. "Let's go, come on, hurry up," boomed Tristan, hiding a naughty smile. Tilly and Trom ran as fast as they could down to the village, where they raised the alarm. They shouted to the villagers, "Fire! Fire! fire! Come out of your homes quickly!" There was great panic in the village. The villagers were rushing out of their houses, some with buckets of water, all looking round for the fire. Suddenly, they heard loud shouts of laughter coming from Driston. All eyes turned to look at him as he held his sides laughing, and everyone became very angry. They turned to Trom and Tilly, thinking they were involved with Driston's awful joke. They angrily blamed them for taking them out of their homes. They'd all been busy, some working, some resting. They were furious. Trom and Tilly were so upset, and they knew it was Driston who had made them believe the villagers were in trouble. They realised they should have checked there really was a fire before rushing down in a panic. Trom and Tilly told the villagers how very sorry they were to have worried them so much. The villagers loved them both very much and forgave them as they remembered how naughty Driston had been in the past. The head of the village asked Trom not to let Driston come again to the village for a while. Everyone was so angry with him. He hadn't said sorry, and he was still laughing. Trom and Tilly went slowly back to the cave, with Driston following behind them, almost hysterical with laughter. They told him to go home and not come back for a long time. He didn't care and went away still thinking he was funny and clever. Trom and Tilly sat together, and they both realised they had been foolish. Trom knew Driston could be really silly, and he knew he should have checked if the story was true or not before alarming the villagers, and he felt very sad. Tilly comforted him and said, "Trom, you made a mistake. You trusted someone who you know is a bully and makes up stories. We both have learnt that we have to be careful who we trust. Outward appearances don't always show what is in someone's heart. Hopefully we won't see Driston again for a long time." And with that, she gave her best friend a big hug.
Come back to Lulu's for more story time.